Happy Thursday, late morning, early afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. Adam Taxon here for Conservative Firing Line. I'm not the editor, I'm not the main guy, but I do some videos for them now. And let's talk about, well, let me show you first of all something that might have been overlooked in yesterday during Sarah Huckabee Sanders' press briefing. They were talking more about the other parts, especially Jeff Flake, etc. But here's an interesting part about Democrats and national security. She turns it into this. Just give it a watch. Sorry, cut that off a little too early. Give it a watch.
Sarah, does the president think it's acceptable for Republicans or Democrats to allow a government shutdown at the end of the week? And you have obviously different options here, but does he think it's acceptable for a shutdown to occur?
The president certainly doesn't want a shutdown, and if one happens, I think you only have one place to look, and that's to the Democrats, who are holding our military and our national security hostage by trying to push through other policies that have nothing to do with the budget. We would like to, again, get a budget deal done, a 2-year budget deal, a clean budget deal, and then focus on negotiations following that deal with finding a permanent solution to DACA and responsible immigration reform. We've said that many times before. Our position has not changed.
Republicans control Congress. They control the White House.
It takes 60 votes, and Republicans don't have 60 votes. So Democrats either need to decide that they're going to come here to do their jobs, and they're going to govern, and they're going to put our national security ahead of their own personal political agendas, or they're not. It's really simple, and that's a decision you're going to have to ask the Democrats. What's more important, national security or political agendas? I can't answer that for you.
Gotta love what she did there. That wasn't even the original question, but she turned it into that, and that's a question we have to ask. And it just so happens, coincidentally, to be a question that was dealt with on Conservative Firing Line. Yeah, I'm going to promote one of the great articles there. Look, that's what we do. That's why I make this video in part. You know, there's a lot of clickbait, there's a lot of exaggerated headlines out there, there's a lot of plagiarism, outright plagiarism, and a lot of what I call neo-plagiarism. All right, so let's talk about a good article appearing at conservativefiringline.com. I'm just going to tease you with it. It's by Adina Kutnicki, who wrote a book with Joe Seals, that's who I worked with at RSBN, Joe Newby, who runs Conservative Firing Line. I'm going to put it up there right now so you can look at it. But the article is called Islamic Refugees in quotes, and submitting to CARE's demands equals U.S. security nightmare, the linkages and fallout. I've read it already. I'm just sometimes not that smooth with reading things on the air. Here's how it starts. While leftist fascists are continuously in an uproar re this and that imaginary racist bugaboo, especially when it comes to Mohammedans, never mind that they do not constitute a race, the fact remains that outsized dangers await to explode. Yes, their incessant and unhinged agitating serves as a shield and a blindfold type cover. Mind you, when the storm hits, not one infidel will be spared. Categorically, they are more than useful idiots, traitors. She goes on for a while and talks about how it's the new norm to self-censor. You know what we're talking about there. I'm sure you could give a lot of feedback on that. In fact, we want to hear it about self-censorship. You know, God forbid what the Facebook censors may notice or the YouTube censors. You know what I'm talking about. Few examples in there. She talks about the inextricable linkage, her words here, inextricable linkage between Islamic so-called refugees, and I put in the so-called there, but the quotes are hers, and jihad, Mohammedans in general. And she even gets into Starbucks and CARE, Council on American and Islamic Relations. Are they a front group? You can learn about that elsewhere. And the danger from so-called refugees. And she has some great points about Starbucks, vowing to hire 10,000 refugees. Let me read you a part about that. Again, we're teasing you into reading the actual article. In an effort to stab President Trump in the back and play politics with their crappy coffee, she left out the word burnt, though. Look, I'm a caffeine junkie, so it's all good, just as long as I get the caffeine. And I do like, hey, if you want to get Starbucks, get a cheap coffee there and use a lot of their data. when you're there. I've done that plenty of times. But back to what Adina writes, Starbucks has been on a Muslim refugee hiring frenzy in recent months that has typically backfired. After 10,000 Muslims were given jobs as an act of resistance against Trump's migrant ban, a watchdog program that performs consumer affairs on popular businesses discovered fecal material in numerous samples of Starbucks coffee. As the coffee giant defiantly moves to hire even more refugees, despite what was just found in their coffee, unfortunately, poop and coffee might be the least of our concerns after what was just discovered in California. On Tuesday, Starbucks held a hiring event exclusively for Muslim refugees. Adina, you needed to put refugees in quotation marks in that one too. In San Diego, with a coffee franchise proclaiming their intentions to hire more than 10,000 refugees as baristas across the United States, and so on, so on. You got to go read the article. Look, plenty of stuff there you should learn about. You're not going to get it from the mainstream media. Again, it's by Adina Kudnicki. I put the link up there. It's called Islamic Refugees, refugees in quotes, plus submitting to CARE's demands equals U.S. security nightmare. The linkages and fallout. And that's all for now. Read the article. Thanks for watching.